Hello, my name is Mike McClellan and welcome to my 6th YouTube video. I relayed my first video that one of my topics I was going to cover is the real secret to getting ripped. And that's what I'm going to do with this video. Obviously, diet is very important. And that could have been a video all by itself because getting lean and diet are so intertwined. But I decided to put them together in just one single video. And I want to start with diet first. I eat very healthy. And basically what the latest research suggests. I eat no processed food, no preservatives, no added sugar. I do not eat meat. The only animal products I eat are eggs, mainly the whites, but I do eat some yolks. I usually cook about 33 eggs together, and maybe I have 12 yolks in there. And I use organic eggs too for the yolks. Organic eggs typically have better micronutrients, such as omega-3 fatty acids, and have fewer chances of heavy metal contamination, pesticide contamination, or antibiotics. When I cook these up, I mix in onions and peppers, usually red pepper, sometimes orange or yellow, and ginger root. And the reason I add the ginger root is because that helps decrease inflammation. And we'll talk about that more in a little. Here's what it looks like all cooked. Other animal products I eat are wild caught pink salmon. Here's a pouch of that. And plain Greek non-fat yogurt. Now I know most of you are going to say, have you ever tried it before? You haven't tried it. When you do try it, you're going to say, oh gosh, this stuff is horrible. I thought the same thing the first time I ate it. But the more you eat it, the more you say, well, it's not that bad. And I'm to the point now, I eat the junk food that tastes nasty to me. If I eat yogurt that's got added sugar, it's like, oh, this is too sweet, doesn't taste good. So you got to reprogram your taste buds in your body, and it can happen. Eat a lot of organic nuts and seeds, such as walnuts, almonds, pecans, pumpkin seeds, hemp seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, hazelnuts, coriander seeds. I think I pronounced that right. I eat all kinds of fruits and berries, from bananas, mangoes, cherries, blackberries, copious amounts of blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, pineapples, apples, kiwis. And I mix these all in oatmeal. All this is organic typically. And this is what it looks like after it's cooked up and mixed together. I eat organic peanut butter, the natural kind. You have to mix the oils together. You don't want to eat the kind that's already together. When they have it that way, mixed together, they have emulsifiers and usually added sugar too that keep it from separating. And that makes something that's healthy for you not so healthy. So eat your peanut butter organic and natural. I eat a lot of dried prunes, or dried fruit, that would be prunes, raisins, figs, dates, apricots, and I buy my nuts and this dried fruit through an online store. It's Vitacost. Check it out, Vitacost. And they have a lot of good food in there, or a lot of organic stuff. And prices aren't that bad either. I eat a lot of beans, and I usually cook up. Here's a bag of the 15 bean soup. I start with that, and I'll add some more black beans and some extra lentils in there. Cook it up in a big pot. When it's about done, well, maybe 15 minutes to get done, then I add a lot of quinoa. So I mix that in there. And when it's all done, it looks like this. The quinoa soaked up all the extra water, and it's just a mass of beans and quinoa without all the soup or the fluid part. Now, once this is all cooked up, I usually put it in 2 different other pots. So I have 3 pots altogether. And I'll freeze those other 2 pots because I've cooked so much. There's no way I eat this all before it goes bad. And this way, I won't have to do this again for another 3 weeks or so because I have enough to last me that long. Now once it's all cooked and ready, I'll add the nuts, the seeds, the dried fruit. I add sweet potatoes. I eat 2 or 3 sweet potatoes a day. I add cinnamon on the sweet potatoes. Now this is all together in here, so I'll mix together. Now if you ever had sweet potatoes, if you've never eaten one cold, they are better cold. They taste like candy. They really do. You put the cinnamon on there, eat them with the mix, the nuts and the dried fruit, raisins on top. It's like cake to me. I mean, it's delicious and healthy for you. So I eat a lot of that all day. I eat a lot of broccoli. And I usually mix that with okra. I'll cook it in the microwave. And this is what that looks like. So I eat that as well. I eat a lot of salad greens and spinach. And here's a good way to eat your spinach and salad. If you had a bowl this big, this is what it looks like before I cook it. And, that's going to take you a while. Now I cook it for 3 minutes. This is what it looks like after it's cooked. Let it cool. It's delicious. It's where you can get a lot more greens. But I have to eat a pile to the ceiling. Now I have friends and people ask me all the time, Mike, don't you miss that processed food? Don't you want a hamburger, hot dog, french fries, piece of cake, cookie, donut, etc., etc.? And I say, no, I don't miss that stuff in the least. I mean, would you feel like crap? Because that's exactly what I felt like when I ate that. I never feel like that anymore. I always feel good. Eating this, now sometimes I overeat. I have a tendency to do that sometimes, but I just feel full. I don't feel bad. How many times, I know this happened to me, and I'm sure everybody that's watching this video has happened to as well. You eat a meal of junk food, don't even eat that much, especially if you eat too much, and you feel this miserable for the next 4, 5, 6, 8 hours, like, I feel rotten. And it's because you ate that stuff. Never happens to me anymore. Never. And that's the reason I don't want to go back to eating that. I just feel great all the time. Why wouldn't you want to feel that way? And you may ask, okay, so why do I feel like so bad when I eat this junk? And the main reason that you feel miserable is the increased inflammation these foods cause. We need some inflammation, and that's how we heal our body. If we don't have some inflammation, we're not going to heal. I mean, if you've got an injury. So you're fighting off an infection, a bacteria or virus, you need some inflammation to help yourself heal. The problem is the body has a tendency to overreact and too much inflammation. I mean, so when you have too much inflammation, instead of just trying to correct what's been injured or kill the virus or the bacteria, it starts killing healthy tissue and injuring that, which we don't want to have. We just want to fix what's injured and get rid of what we don't want, not to injure what's healthy. So that's kind of the same reason why we put ice. What's the first thing you do when you have an injury? The doctor will tell you, or if it's a physical therapist, I'll tell you, slap some ice on there. And that's to dampen the immune response, so you don't have too much to try to, injure the healthy tissue. Just want to affect the injured tissue, or to help cure the injured tissue. So, foods that cause inflammation, I mean, probably most of you know already, but I'll reiterate some. Refined flour, supposed to be white bread, sugar, processed meats, preservatives, excessive alcohol, vegetable oils, fried foods any kind, including French fries is a biggie, pastries, cakes, sodas, sugary drinks, diet soda as well, red meat, margarine, lard, and these things, they cause inflammation throughout your body, and I'll tell you why. When you don't need to heal something. Eat this junk and just cause inflammation when you're not trying to heal something. Your body is basically trying to heal itself from the junk you just fed. It's like, get this crap out of here. This is not good, so you get an inflammatory response. That's all. That's what your body's doing. So, foods that reduce inflammatory response, the ones I talked about earlier, we can add tomatoes in there. I didn't say that. I eat a lot of tomatoes as well. All the fruit, nuts, stay away from preservatives, added sugars. Now, let me see how I put this. And saying that, while eating this way, eating healthy does not alone help hold the key to controlling inflammation. They can help prime the immune system to react in a measured way, so it doesn't overextend itself and do too much and start to damage the good tissue. Now, I'm going to put some links below about inflammation. There's 2 of them in here. I'm also going to put one that I recommend you do see if you don't watch the other 2. And it's the Grub Street one. And this one is basically, the name of it is the last conversation you'll ever need to have about eating right. There's a physician in here, there's the latest research he talks about, plus you got the author, they go together. And there's basically people are asking questions. Should I eat this? Should I eat this? I've heard this, etc., etc. He answers it in depth to these questions, what the latest research says. None of these fad diets or eat this way, whatever, just what the latest research shows is the healthiest way to eat. And it's a really good article. I recommend reading it. He even says you need some meat in there. So, I don't. I just choose not to. But he says healthy if you don't, but a little bit's not that bad. And so it's a very good article. So I ate this way. I eat 4 meals a day this way. Basically the same thing all day long, a combination of what I just spoke about. You might say, well, Mike, don't you get tired of eating the same stuff every day? I just said about 40 or 50 different food items that I eat. So it's kind of hard to get bored with all that. There's just so many different things I eat, and it's all delicious, and I feel so good eating that way, so that's the reason I do it. So I think that's good enough for right now. I'll start on the diet aspect of getting lean and ripped. Let's go to the exercise part. Are you ready for the secret? Well, here it is. It's the Pre-Core 556 Elliptical. the older model, the newer ones are much easier. I got on one at Planet Fitness, the newer models. Went a level 180, well, I went a level 15 at 180 strides per minute for 10 minutes. I didn't get that tired at all. A little bit winded, but it wasn't that taxing. Now those newer models, the momentum keeps going, and basically you gotta put the brakes on and get the thing to stop when you want to quit. And that is not going to happen with this older model. When you stop, it essentially stops too. So you have to continually keep pedaling to keep tension on there. It is not going to go. So using the elliptical, specifically the Precor 556 older model, is absolutely hands down the most important aspect as far as exercise that got me to this point with such low body fat. And I'm not going to lie to you, it was not easy. You can't look like this all the time. It's about impossible. But it is possible to stay lean year round, and the elliptical is a big contributing factor to how I do this. This is how I utilize it. Before every workout, I will get on there 3 minutes at 200 to 250 strides per minute at level 8. And by the time I get done after 3 minutes, I feel like I just ran a 300-yard wind sprint, so I am breathing hard. It takes 2 or 3 minutes to get my breath back, but I'm definitely warm and ready to work out. Then I work out really hard for 1.5 to 2 hours, and I'm pretty well wore out by the end of that. I mean, I could stop right then if I had a great workout, but I don't. This is when it gets really tough. My glycogen store is already depleted. That's the sugar, in your muscles, so it's gone. So basically anything I do after this, I'm just going to burn fat, and that's what I plan on doing. So I get back on elliptical at level 14, and I go at least 150 strides per minute for as long as I can. And I'm up to 9 to 12 minutes now, or 12. My actual record is 12 minutes 30 seconds, but I go between 9 and 12 minutes. And this is by far the hardest thing that I do as far as my workouts. I mean, the weightlifting part is easy compared to this. And you can definitely do too much and fall off the jagged edge. So my goal is to be as close to the anaerobic threshold without going over. And if you get into the anaerobic threshold, you've fallen over, you've fallen off the jagged edge. Now, for my viewers that do not know what the anaerobic threshold is, I'll explain it to you scientifically and then give you the layman's definition. And the scientific definition is when the level above which pyruvate, the intermediate product of anaerobic metabolism, so that means you're doing anaerobically without oxygen, is produced faster than it can be used anaerobically or aerobically. So you're producing all these extra products, but you need oxygen to get rid of them. And so you're going so fast you don't have enough oxygen there to do such. So what happens is that unused pyruvate splits into lactic acid and hydrogen ions, and continued exercise above the anabolic threshold results in accumulation of these ions. It's called acidosis. That's when you feel the burn in the muscles. Like, oh, my muscles are burning, I can't do anything. You feel that burn when you're lifting weights, or if you're doing a sprint or running real fast, you feel the burn in your legs doing that. And so what happens when you get to this point, you keep doing it, you're going to go to this is going to cause exhaustion and increased intramuscular pain. So it's going to be painful. Scientific version. Now the layman's terms, it means you got to stop because it's too painful and you're exhausted. So that's the easy definition. So what I'm trying to do is work out as hard as I can to get as close to the anaerobic threshold without going over into it. It's the same premise like when you're lifting weights. You're always, progressive resistance exercise. You're always trying to do more reps or more weight. But the elliptical, I'm progressively trying to add more time at this specific resistance level and stride level. And I'm not going to lie to you, when I started doing this, oh gosh, after a couple minutes, I was toast. I mean, I did it for, I had 140 strides per minute on their level, 150 strides per minute, I'm sorry, at level 14, got them transposed. In 2 minutes, I was done. That was it. I mean, I was wore out. But what I've done through the years, through the months and years, I've progressed by trying to add 15, seconds, 10 seconds here, 20 seconds there, whatever. Always trying to add more without going over the anaerobic threshold at this level 14, 150 strides per minute. And that's how I've done it until I got to where I'm at today. Now that doesn't mean that you can't back off every now and then. I didn't just continually add, well, I had 10 minutes, 10 seconds here, next day 10 seconds more, 15 seconds more. No. You have some days you got to back off a little bit, but you're always trying to add more. And, you know, you can definitely do too much, like I talked about earlier, so you need to back off every now and then. And I'm going to make a promise to you, and I promise you this. If you get to the point where you can do 10 to 12 minutes at level 14 on this older model Precor 556 at 150 strides per minute, 6 days a week after a 2-hour workout, the fat is going to melt off of you. You're going to be shredded as long as you follow a sensible diet. Now, I'm sure most of you are saying, wow, yeah, Mark, that sounds easy. And if a frog had wings, it would bust his butt every time it jumped. I mean, I never said it was easy. You know, I said, I think the first video, this is going to separate the men and women from the boys, and it is not easy. And again, you need to back off every now and then, because if you continually push that every time, you're going to, you know, this will happen to you, which I hope never happens to you, and it happened to me. I had a panic attack once on the elliptical, and that's why I was pushing, and I mean, it's pushing and pushing myself. I mean, I would come in, I said, well, I did this much last time, this amount of time at this level, I got to at least get there or add a little more. And some days you're just too wore out to even try to get back where you were, let alone try to add more, but I kept doing it anyway. I pushed and I pushed and pushed. And it finally got me. I mean, I had a panic attack on there, I had to stop. And after, oh gosh, I guess a week or so later, because I slowed down, I didn't do as much time on there, or as intense, you know, the level 150 strides per minute, and I was better. I mean, after a week or so, I was back to normal. But that just goes to show you, you know, if you never had one, you don't want one. And if you've had one before, you know you don't want one again. So learn from my mistakes. Don't get to the point you have a panic attack. If you start getting really nervous and you're like, I'm worried about this beyond belief, you need to back off a little and just regroup and then try to add again once you feel a little better. Get used to it. Nothing wrong with that. Remember that. And you know, you can't stay this ripped all the time. I knew that when I was doing it. I was trying to stay as ripped in these pictures I had there. I have to stay that way all the time. That's about next to impossible. I mean, I'm still relatively ripped right now. I don't look anything like I do in the pictures I'm showing you in this video or the videos. But you can stay this lean all the time, just getting that bodybuilding contest ripped. You just can't stay that way all the time. I mean, it's just impossible. I mean, your mind can't take it, your body can't take it. It's just not going to happen, so it's all right to back off. I want everybody to know that. Now also, in doing this, you are not going to get bigger and stronger. This is a getting lean, getting ripped video. It's not about getting bigger and stronger. So you need to back off, you know, the time or the attention on it. It's still good to do the aerobic part, but just don't push it as hard if you're trying to get bigger and stronger. That's your main goal right now. And I'm no longer worried about that. I mean, I'm too old to worry about getting bigger and stronger. I'll tell you what, here's a picture of me 15 years ago. It's probably when I was about my biggest. About 25 pounds heavier, the strongest I've ever been there as well. I'm not worried about that anymore. I'm more worried about cardiovascular fitness. Your heart's the most important muscle in your body anyway. If that's not working right, you drop dead just like that. So I'm more worried about that than getting bigger and strong. And this elliptical, golly, it's going to help your cardiovascular fitness. It's going to get you right. Plus, secondary, it's going to get your lipid profile awesome. I mean, I get blood work done every 6 to 8 months, and every time I get it checked, my cholesterol is exceptional. It couldn't be better. And I have bad genetics in the family. I mean, I've got, I don't know how many, family members that had bypass surgery, quadruple bypass, whatever, on Lipitor, any other statin drugs. And I'll be willing to bet if they would eat, like I do, and exercise enough, they wouldn't need it. But, they're not going to do it. And I see commercials on TV all the time. If diet and exercise doesn't decrease your cholesterol levels to acceptable levels, try this Lipitor. Your doctor may recommend it, or so on and so forth, or this other kind of statin drug. And if they would just eat right and exercise, I bet you the vast, vast majority of them wouldn't need it at all. Now, I'm sure there's some that might anyway, just because their genetics are so bad, it just, no matter what they do, they need it, but very few. That'd be an exception to the rule. So that is the secret to getting very lean and ripped. This Precor 556. Slowly progressing and find out. So what you want to do, you're going to go ahead and try this. And start out, do about 2 or 3 minutes what you can do, and you get to the anaerobic threshold, or whatever aerobic exercise machine you want to pick. If you can get the Precor 556 older model, I love it. You could, I think you can get them over the internet for about $1,800, but your gym probably doesn't have the older model, or you can buy it for your home. But whatever one you pick, what kind of aerobic machine or aerobic exercise you pick, see what you can do about 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes before you hit the anaerobic threshold. Now you got your beginning point. Next time you come out, try to add 10 seconds then, 15 seconds. And progressively over time, just keep trying to add. And I mean, again, I talked earlier, all right to back off. You don't want to have that panic attack. And over the months and the years, it took me years to get to this point. If you get up to 10, 12 minutes, you're going to be lean, you're going to be ripped, again, as long as you follow a sensible diet. No other way around it. It's going to happen. Now, you might be thinking, let's go back to the diet part as well. Well, Mike, you eat a lot, and it's high-calorie food, too. And I do. But in order to work out as hard as I do, you've got to have the calories. If you don't, you can't do it. And what happens when you have the calories and you work out harder is kind of like it keeps your metabolism sped up, and you're always burning fat. So I work out that hard, do that elliptical that hard. Hours after I get done with my workout, I'm burning calories, it's burning fat left and right. It's kind of like you've got to have, if you're going to burn a big log, you can't just put a match to it, get that thing started. You've got to get some kindling, put under there, and light the kindling, then it gets the log burning, and it continues to burn. It's the same thing with burning this fat. You've got to have enough calories to get that log burning, so you got your metabolism sped up, so it keeps burning the fat off. So don't starve yourself. I see people all the time, well, I'm going to, go on a really strict diet. No. Eat enough that you're barely, just a little less than what you're burning. And this is going to give you enough energy to train hard and keep the fat burning off of you. So don't starve yourself. You have to adjust that to find out what's best for you. But if you're working out and you just don't have enough energy and you're starving to death while you're doing it, you need to be eating more, and so you can work out harder. So that is the secret to getting ripped. Sensible diet, eat healthy, don't get too much inflammation by eating junk food. You don't want that. And it's Elliptical Precor 556, what I use, but you can decide or find one best for you. Find your anaerobic threshold. Once you got the baseline, keep adding 10, 15 seconds and keep going up. All right. Now, the proverb, or words for today. Let me see if I can think of a good one, or the saying, and I think I have thought of a good one. And not that the other ones weren't good, but this one's really good. One of my biggest pet peeves is when someone tells me they're going to do something and they do not follow through. Don't say it if you don't mean it. I don't know anyone that likes being lied to. So in saying that, don't lie to yourself. If you say it, mean it. I'm going to do this the correct way. I'm going to train smart. I'm going to do my best to feel strong. Feel strong with the weight if I'm lifting weights or I'm doing elliptical. Feel strong doing that. Don't go into the anaerobic threshold. I'm going to put forth the effort that is needed to achieve my goals. But if I need to back off at times to do it the right way, because that's the correct thing to do to reach my goals, I'm going to do it. I'm going to train hard, but not more than I can handle. So you said it, now mean it, do it. You know how bad it makes you feel when someone lets you down. It's awful, right? So don't let yourself down. This will keep you from feeling bad from your own devices, let alone when somebody else let you down. And this is a big point here. Big, big point. You can't control what others do, but you dang sure can control what you do. And if you let yourself down, you have no one to blame but yourself. Being wishy-washy is not a good character trait, and you don't want it. And if you've watched this video to this point, and all my other videos as well, you are serious about fitness. And if you said it, you said you're serious about it, now mean it, do it. To reach your fitness goals or any other goal for that matter, that's just the way it is. Well, my camera stopped on me, so I had to restart it. I think it's got a 15-minute time limit. I wish I'd known that before I bought this camera. I'd have got a different one, but I did not know. But I was almost done, but we'll finish up here in a couple minutes. It won't take long. And as always, be good to each other, because we're all in this world together. I'm still waiting on somebody to ask a question in the comment section. I haven't had one question yet. Somebody's got to have a question about this video or any video, doesn't matter. If you ask, I will answer to the best of my ability. If you have any suggestions on a future video, please suggest that as well. I just may do it. And I think the next video is going to be on a hike. I mean, that's aerobic activity itself, low grade. Well, I guess it'd be high grade if you climbed up a steep enough mountain, but it's good to clear your mind, get out in nature sometimes, instead of going all out. So it's a good change of pace. If I don't do that, the next video is going to be soon. And I thank everybody for watching. Hope you continue to watch, and if you like, please subscribe. And hope everybody's doing well. Thank you very much, and see you again soon. Bye-bye.